How to soundproof a semi-detached property. Here we're looking at a 1950s semi-detached property. So if you have floorboards on that ground floor, you may have a suspended floor like this. This is the joist which your floorboards are normally attached to. You can see here that we've removed them and you can see the subfloor below, that void beneath the floor, and there's a void there to allow the floor to breathe. Now what you can see over here is a soundproofing attempt. This is very common. We find this on a lot of properties. We're doing this about once a week now, where we're removing a soundproofing attempt. If you've had soundproofing installed to your wall, maybe your alcoves either side of your chimney stack in your front lounge, maybe costing anything between £1,500 to maybe £3,000, it's highly likely the installer has gone up to the ceiling and down to the floorboards, and they haven't tucked the system all the way down. Well, you can see here just by looking at this picture, there is a huge area which is still the direct noise path of the separating party wall, which just hasn't had any sound insulation installed to. So there's a clear area of noise to come up through the floor, and your carpet and floorboards is not offering any sound attenuation. So if you're still hearing noise from that TV conversation and things like that, then that's because that area beneath the floor has not been addressed. And when we have a suspended floor void, like in a 1950s semi-detached property, it's often the case we find holes in the structure. And this is a soundproofing attempt, and immediately below the floorboards, just there's the joist, immediately below the floorboards, we can get our arm through to next door. So if you've had soundproofing installed to that alcove either side of the chimney stack and you have a suspended floor void and you're still hearing the noise, then this could be a reason why, because you have that huge area beneath the suspended floor, which is still the direct noise path, which needs to have sound insulation too. So that area beneath the suspended floor void just there is still the separating party wall, and that's the same for that area above the ceiling too. It's still the direct noise path. The yellow area is what you see most soundproofing installations installed to. So most soundproofing installations done by builders and other soundproofing companies, and unfortunately they install some panel or clip system or some frame of a clip system installed, it costs between about £2,000 and £3,000, and they just do this yellow area, the area to the alcoves either side of the chimney stack. But that area beneath the floorboards, the suspended floor, or that area above the ceiling is just not addressed. And the thing is, to soundproof that area above the ceiling and that area below the floor is about 80% of the work. But for a lot of people, it is just way too much disruption to pull up the floor and cut open the ceiling. Even though the whole installation is probably a week and takes you, and in 2 weeks you could be back in that finished room, it can be still too much disruption for a lot of people to pull up the floor and pull open the ceiling. Follow for more useful tips on how to reduce noise in your home.